Hey, and welcome into Week 5 Boom Bust Fantasy Football Show. We're going to break it down, some booms and busts at each position for this week. Yeah, I should probably never do that again, but hey, it was worth a shot. Now, you're wondering what is a boom and what is a bust. It's whether the players exceed or fall short of their general expectations for the week based off of most websites' weekly rankings and projections. All right, Kyle, let's kick this off.
Yeah, so my first bust of the week is going to be our dancing.
No doubt about that. All right. I didn't have the card ready, but I think you nailed it.
Actually, our first bust of the week is going to be A.J. Brown.
Womp womp.
Philly is not throwing the ball. It breaks your heart because everybody took A.J. Brown super early. And, he's getting targets. They're just not good targets. I don't know. It's horrible. Horrible week against Tampa Bay. 2 catches off of 9 targets. That's nuts, right?
Yeah, I thought he would have done much better against Tampa.
Yeah. And so he's had one good game against the Rams, which is why I keep telling everybody start your receivers against the Rams because even the Eagles threw on them. But this week he's got Denver. You know he's going to be shadowed by Surtain because even though they're not throwing the ball, he's still the best receiver on that team.
Correct.
So you know he's going to be attached to him. And, they just shut down Jamar Chase. I know he has Browning throwing in the ball, but still, Surtain is on a different level. All right. He's the new Revis Island in the league.
Yep.
And so you literally can't start number one wide receivers against this guy. And so that's usually I would say don't start or don't sit. Don't get too cute. Don't sit your number one wide receivers, the guys you drafted early. This is a rare instance where I'm taking A.J. Brown and I'm putting him on the bench.
I agree. I think the writing's on the wall here. He hasn't been performing well, and then Surtain. I have nothing else to add to that. Honestly, I think it's just a combo for a really bad week. All right, give me some good news. I'm feeling down after that one.
Yeah. Okay, so my first boom of the week is going to be Jameson Williams. He gets to play at Cincinnati this week. He was that close to having a much, much bigger game against Cleveland. But Cincinnati being the matchup that it is, he's getting good targets. The air yards are insane. They're chucking the ball to this guy. And so he's one of those guys like Pickens before Lamb's injury where it's like, okay, he's going to have his big games, but he's going to have downers because all he's doing is getting downfield PIs. And so this week against Cincinnati, who has no defense, is a very good spot for him to have one of his big weeks. And I'm loving him this week for sure.
Yeah, he's definition boom or bust. And I agree this week could be his boom. I think most everyone on that offense is going to have a boom week against Cincinnati. Recipe for success, complete opposite of A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that just as a bonus nugget here to JMO, with, like you said, everybody on that team, I think they get up early. They will end up running the ball a lot. Don't get scared off of Monty from last week. But also Laporta, this could actually be the first big game of his season too, because Cincinnati gives a ton of points to tight ends. Just extra pearls of wisdom there.
And I feel like Goff feels like he owes JMO. And so I feel like he's going to kind of try to lean into that this week and give JMO his. So,
yeah, I agree.
All right, who's next?
Next, we have another bust. We were just talking about Monty and Cleveland. So my second bust of the week is going to be Jordan Mason at Cleveland. This is the best run defense in the league right now. And if Gibbs and Monty can't run the ball against them, Jordan Mason's not going to be able to run the ball against them. And just for that simple fact alone, can't start Jordan Mason this week.
Yeah, they've been shutting people down. That defense there in Cleveland has been very surprising and kept them competitive. So I'm with you on that. I don't trust Mason here. And he didn't even have a great week against Pitt. In fact, he's only had one good week, and that was against Cincinnati. So otherwise, he's been 6-7, so.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one.
All right, so my next buy is going to be Trey Benson. And to boom, yes, sorry. Next boom is going to be Trey Benson. Playing against Tennessee, who, guess what? Woody Marks just broke out against last week out of nowhere. I think Trey Benson can do the same. He had a disappointing day last week.
Yeah.
The talent is there. This kid is very talented. I think he got game scripted a little bit out of that game last week. Still had an okay day, but didn't get the volume we thought he'd get. In this game with Tennessee, Tennessee's not playing well. I could see them getting a lead, and maybe he gets a lot more volume this week. So I'm starting Trey Benson this week with confidence.
I agree. I think some people are too worried about DeMarcado there, and let's just keep in mind here that he touched the ball 4 whole times in that game. One of them just happened to be for a touchdown. So don't let that scare you. Benson still had 8 carries. He had 5 targets, 5 receptions. So he's getting some receiving points there for you. So yeah, I would trust Benson. Do not panic because of DeMarcado here.
Yeah, that touchdown was a total fluke on 4 carries.
It happens. It happens.
It absolutely does.
All the time, unfortunately. But yeah.
Too often.
So disappointing.
Okay, so my next bust is going to be J.K. Dobbins. And for 2 reasons. One, because they're playing Philly, and that's already a tough matchup as it is. But the other reason is, this week, even though they had a lead, which probably led to the opportunity for RJ Harvey to get more touches, he did really, really well with those extra touches. He took advantage of that opportunity. And I think that starts to carve him out a bigger role as time goes on, especially in the passing game.
Yep.
So for those 2 reasons, I'm not in love with J.K. Dobbins this week at all.
Yeah, I mean, Harvey out-touched him, but Harvey's also getting that receiving work. Dobbins had one target, 1 reception to Harvey's 5 targets, 4 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. That's huge production passing game-wise. And you're talking about a Sean Payton offense there too. I think Harvey's starting to come alive here a little bit. And like you said, it's just a tough matchup. And I feel like that passing down work is going to be used against that Philly defense. So I'm trusting RJ Harvey more in this matchup, kind of fading Dobbins there.
Yep, 100%. Okay. The next boom is going to be Woody Marks. Surprise, surprise.
Woody
completely broke out last week. There were some of us that saw it coming, but not that quickly. I didn't think he would just rip the job away from Nick Chubb overnight.
That was almost a subtle break. Oh, there were some of us that saw that coming. Pump the brakes there.
I had picked him up off of waivers
weeks
ago in some leagues, and and it's like I thought eventually he would get a bigger piece of the pie. I didn't think he would take the job overnight. That was wild.
Yep.
But he shredded Tennessee last week, and this week he gets the worst run defense in the league in Baltimore. I'm riding that wave, man. You got to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and especially on a week where you're starting bye weeks now, and you're going to have to probably plug him in anyways. That's your guy right there. I tell you, this guy looks so good that after this week, I'm going to be straight out of fab because I'm going to go pick him up and I'm going to pay for it.
100% pay for it. And another thing that even adds to this matchup, not only is Baltimore already looking horrible on defense and even worse against the run, but Houston could have a lead for most of this game because Lamar Jackson's probably not going to play. So everything is pointing at Woody Marks having a really big week, and I'm excited to get him in my lineups where I own him.
Love it. Who next?
All right. So my last bust is Kenneth Walker. And it breaks my heart because I have him in a lot of leagues. I love me some K9. I really do. The problem is, one, he's playing Tampa Bay, and that's not a really great running back matchup. The other one is I feel like the split with Charbonnet is really Kenneth Walker's the better running back.
100%.
Charbonnet is obviously the receiver. What hurt me the most last week watching the Seattle game, though, was Charbonnet getting all those goal line touches.
It hurt.
That stings. So, he's still performing well with the touches he's getting. He's still getting decent volume. but he's not getting the most valuable touches in that offense. And against teams that are going to be higher scoring, last week was Arizona last week. This week's Tampa Bay, probably going to be a lot more points scored now. It might not be as many on the ground touches this week. So that's, I don't know. Kenneth Walker's kind of breaking my heart right now. I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be rough. You get it, K9?
Oh, nice. Cute.
Thanks. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
That's my addition to the K9 conversation right now.
All right, then shall we move on?
Yeah, definitely. My dancing didn't work. My dad jokes aren't working. Let's just move on to the last one.
I was going to say, if I don't move on, you're going to start dancing again, and nobody wants that. So hit you with our last boom, and that is going to be Quentin Johnston. This guy is operating as the number one wide receiver in the Charger offense right now. And it's blowing my mind because, he wasn't one of the greatest prospects coming out of college. Did a lot of body catching, wasn't great. This is year 3 for him. So
yeah,
first couple years didn't really do anything. All of a sudden this year, he's the guy. And I do feel like bringing in Keenan Allen has helped take some attention away from him. Having that super strong running game with Hampton has helped open some things up for him. But he's just playing that good. And he's made Ladd McConkey an afterthought in this offense, which breaks my heart because I own him in a few. And then, Keenan Allen he's not getting as many targets as QJ. He's getting double-digit targets the last 2 weeks. It's crazy. So play Quentin Johnston against Washington, who people are burning for points through the air this year, and enjoy that ride.
Yeah, double digits, 10 and 13 targets in the last 2 games, just wild. He scored 4 touchdowns in 4 games so far. And I think you got to ride that wave as long as you can. When does
I think it'll be the whole season. I think you'll be able to ride that wave the whole season.
Yeah, I'm looking here. No one's stopping him. And I'm looking at his schedule, and it looks fun if you're a QJ owner. It's wild. It's really wild. And even if you don't worry about Keenan Allen getting his, they're all getting theirs. Last week I started Keenan Allen and QJ on the same team in the same lineup because they're all getting their points. Hampton's getting his points. McConkey struggling. Not so much. So he's the one fading out there. Quentin Johnston tearing it up, doing fantastic. Didn't see it coming. Luckily, I get to enjoy it in 2 leagues. So I'll take it.
I think I own him in 1 league.
Yeah. So
it is what it is. I didn't
ride that wave, baby.
Didn't see this one coming. Wasn't prepared for it.
Ride the wave. Ride the wave.
Oh, Jesus. Can we stop already?
All right. On that one, we'll end on that then. Good luck this week, guys.
Good luck.